What's up, DYMP gang? It's another episode of the Dear Younger Me podcast with your favorite host. It is Coach Nikki Johnson, and Miss Rhoda Love. We are coming at you live from the U.S. It is 4 p.m. here, and good morning to you in New Zealand there. Rhoda, how are you, darling?
Hi, Coach. Hi, everyone. I've been a bit under the weather again. But apart from that, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I am doing much better. I'm doing better, and I'm going to keep on getting better. I need you to get on top of that weather. You've been underneath that weather for a minute. We're going to need you on the top. So if y'all believe in prayer and you're praying to the Lord only, not for her downfall, pray for her. Pray for her body and her healing in Jesus' name. Anybody else dealing with allergies and whatever else you may be dealing with, we're going to pray for you.
Yes, let us know in the comments how is your health going, because mine has been in shambles.
Not the shambles, not claiming shambles. We're claiming
It
healing.
was.
Needing
It
of
was
healing.
in
There you go.
shambles. Now it's good in Jesus' name.
We see y'all are rolling in. So when you come in, please say something so we can say something back or share. You can support us by sharing this on your pages. Send it to somebody in their DM, tag someone, let them know that we are live. But if you do say something in the chat, we got you. We will say something back. Rhoda, I'm turning it over to you because, of course, you know what we're talking about today.
Sure. So I was thinking recently about how when I was younger, like a teenager, right? I'd always dream big. I'd always think of the future and just see myself doing amazing things. I even have a journal to this day where it's just full of huge projects I want to do, millions of dollars I want to give away, just people I want to help, celebrities I want to meet, just such massive, massive goals and dreams. But over time, as I'm living, I've really walked away from all of those things. And sometimes I've gone to like church events, conferences, and the speakers say, don't give up on your dreams, like dream big, like believe that what you want is going to happen. But I feel like life has been full of so many disappointments and just twists and turns that it's not easy to just hold on to dreams and actually work on them. But me not doing that also makes my life more dull and miserable and just like not exciting, because there's nothing I'm working towards. There's nothing that I'm hoping for. There's nothing that I'm expecting. So I just wonder if for me, it's time to dream again. So I just wanted to talk about that with you today.
Well, for those of you who do not know, because we didn't say this at the beginning, that is on me. Listen, life been life, and so it's what it is. Here on the Dear Young Me podcast, we have the conversations that you wish you could have. Those conversations that you wish someone could have had with you years ago when you were trying to live life and discover who you are. But we also have the conversations that I wish I could go back and tell my younger self. So here today, Rhoda, what's on her heart is we're going to be talking about dreams. And I guess if it's time to start dreaming again, we would like to hear from you all down in the chat how you feel about her question that she just posed. How do you feel about dreams when they have been diminished, when they feel like they've gone away, when life has happened and you kind of have forgotten about them? How do you feel about dreaming again? So we want to hear from you guys down in the chat on that one. First of all, it is never too late to dream. Let's just get that out. There's never too late. And being your age 25, you have so your dreams are so huge and so big that you can dream. I would never say, girl, stop dreaming. It's too late for you. Always dream. If you don't have a dream, what do you have, right? But also, if you're my age, if you're 47, if you're older, if you're in your 60s or 70s, it's never too late to dream. The thing is, alrighty, Marion says always keep dreaming. That part. Hey, sweetheart, how are you? The thing about it is sometimes in life things happen where you may have to recalibrate your dream. Maybe you need to either refresh it or you may have to change. Maybe change the path that you were going to take to the dream. Maybe some aspects of the dream will change. For instance, when my sons were growing up, I was a single mother. I dreamed of buying a home for them. I wanted them to have this massive yard, their own rooms. We were going to decorate it this way and that. They knew how they wanted it. I knew how I wanted the home to look. They are grown now. and I'm an empty nester. They're 30 and they're 25. Do I stop dreaming of wanting a home? No. However, wanting that home for them and the specific things that I wanted for them growing up, that has to change because they are adults now. And now they're at the ages and stages of life where they can get their own homes and have their own dreams. So that means I recalibrate. I rethink what I want. I still want the home, but maybe I don't want the big 3, 4 bedroom. Maybe I just want a really fly 1 bedroom, right? Maybe I want my little queendom, and it's all about me now. So I would say you don't stop dreaming, but maybe some areas of life you just have to recalibrate and rethink how you want it, or revisit the reason, the why for the dream. If there's something that you wanted for a parent and that parent's no longer here, then it becomes a different why. You don't stop dreaming, but the why changes.
That is so good. Oh my gosh. And I want to know from you, coach, like, where do you think, well, let's start here actually. Why is it important to even have dreams? Because I meet a lot of people and they just really go with the flow in life. Like they have no goals, no expectations, no prayer requests. They just like go
This
with the
girl had
flow
no
in
prayer requests. They don't even have prayer
life.
requests. Child.
They
Life
just
is
go
good
with
to
the
them.
flow in life, even in their love life as well, in their friendships, in their work. They just go with the flow. So
Yeah.
is it actually important to have dreams in the first place?
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's important to have dreams, but I also think it's important if you don't have prayer requests, as you said, if you go through life and you kind of live in blase blah, and if that's how your makeup is, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? Some people are in the moments. Like they don't need to dream about it and write it out and plan it out. They want it, they go get it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the world needs different types of people and personalities, right? Then you have people like me. I want to plan it. I want to write it. I want to dot the I's and cross the T's. However, I may need you if you are a go by the day person. You may need to bring me balance. Maybe I need to stop planning everything and just go freaking do it, right? Maybe I
Mhm.
can bring you balance. Maybe you need to just sit down one day and actually write something out. But I don't think that if you're either or that it's wrong. I would say I would like to hope that everyone has some type of end goal, some type of goal, right? But even in those that live by the seat of their pants, if their goal in that day is to go get whatever they want and go get it, then at least they have that as a goal. So are dreams important? I think they are. Are they for everyone in the exact same way? Absolutely not. And I'm glad that they're not. Because there are a lot of inventions we would not have if everyone were the same with their dreams and their plans. Some people just see it, they want it, they go get it, they go after it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So why are they important?
You tell me why at
I asked you
25,
first.
I understand that. You tell me why at 25 are your dreams important to you? Or are they not important?
I think it's important to have dreams because, like I mentioned at the start, when you don't, well, for me, when I didn't and I didn't focus on that, think of that, my life became very mundane. Like there was nothing exciting, there was nothing I was working towards, there was no measuring my progress in any way. It was just
Hmm.
same old every day, day in and day out. And I
Okay.
feel like God has just, created the world, created people, created so much for us to just stay in like one corner and not do anything is not, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like there's so much you can achieve and do in life. So I think having dreams is important because it will enhance your quality of life and just you living life to the full, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, but I'm going to throw a question at you. So we're going to go a little bit deeper. I got the mic now. So here you go. Get ready. So you mentioned the word mundane. Without having a dream, life's going to be mundane. Is it mundane if you don't have a dream, or is it mundane if you don't have purpose?
Both.
And I'm gonna
Both.
tell you why I asked the question. Hey
Mm-hmm.
Shane, I'm gonna hit your comment in just a moment. Welcome, Queen. Um, someone with purpose may not have like an end goal dream. They just want to live daily on purpose, but their life is not mundane because they're living every day on purpose. Some people with dreams don't necessarily have a purpose. They have a dream, they have a goal, end goal that may not necessarily be purposeful. It may not be something that will benefit the life of someone else, but it benefits them and what they want for their life, right? For instance,
Mhm.
someone could have a dream of having a Maserati. That's all about them. It's not about me helping you with my Maserati or delivering food to the homeless. I want the Maserati. That's my dream. So I work toward that. Does that necessarily give me a purpose? Some would say, well, yeah, that's my purpose to get a Maserati. Is it a purpose that benefits the lives of others? I'm not sure. Right? So when you say the word mundane, as in you don't have a dream life is mundane, is it because you're not dreaming or you don't have purpose or you're not living on purpose? And then the other thing would be is what's your definition of mundane? Because I know people that enjoy waking up, brushing their teeth, taking a shower, and doing nothing. That is life. They enjoy that. They're not trying to do nothing. That would bore me after day two. It would bore me. I have a hard time sitting still and just resting a full day and not working. But does that make their life mundane and mine more exciting? Or is that in the definition of who's defining it? So while you're thinking about that answer, let's hit a couple of comments. My big sister says, hello, hello, big sissy. And if y'all want to see who does my cough, that would be this lady right here. Miss Shayna says, I always dream I was so fearless when I was younger, but I see the older I get, I recalibrate because I'm not as naive anymore. I just pray not to operate in fear, to not buffer my dreams so much because I tend to be more cautious and less reckless now. So here's what I love about what Shayna said. She's learned to recalibrate as life has changed, but she's also being mindful of fear. I don't want anybody's fear to cause you to recalibrate either. Like you're going after it and it starts to get hard. It starts to require more from you. It starts to require you to dream even bigger. So all of a sudden you want to recalibrate to something that's easier. That's not necessarily recalibrating. That's pulling back and running to the comfort zone. Excuse me, that's running to the comfort zone. So just be mindful when you are in a place in life where you're recalibrating. Don't recalibrate because you're starting to give up and tire out. It's really easy to do that. Well, I'm never going to have this, so I'll just do that. Now we're settling. We're no longer recalibrating, we're settling. So just be mindful of that, I would say. I love when she says she's trying not to buffer her dreams, but be more cautious and not reckless. None of us should be reckless for sure. I believe in prayer, so I believe we should be praying. But sometimes you got to be a little bit reckless and throwing caution to doing something. And when I say that, what is it, tongue to cheek? Because what I mean by that is if we play it safe all the time, you still may never reach that goal because you're always playing safe. But if I'm going to get a little reckless, I'm going to do something that I've never done before that terrifies the heck out of me. And that may get me to that dream because I'm willing to do something that is, because I'm willing to do something that's different, that's out of my comfort zone, that may terrify me, but it may get me to my dream, right? She says, love that. Thanks for explaining that. Don't want to retreat to that comfort zone anymore. That part, Shay, that part. Alrighty, your thoughts, darling, your thoughts.
My thoughts on what?
Anything I just said or what she said.
Thank you, Shayna, for sharing what you shared. That's very nice to hear your honesty and just where you're at in your journey. Um,
Well,
Going
she
back to
spoke
your
to you though. She was speaking also to what you were saying earlier. That's why I was asking what your thoughts are. You're talking about dreaming and dreaming again. She's talking about recalibrating. What are your thoughts on her saying um not wanting to operate in fear and being careful and not reckless? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's very good of her and courageous of her, and I commend her for that, for not wanting to be fearful and just stay in the comfort zone because it's very hard to like do that. It's easier to not go after your dreams and just keep living life same old, same old. So I
Yeah.
admire her self awareness and her ability to change and just go after her dreams. That takes a lot of courage, honestly.
So did that just speak to your original question as far as you dreaming again and wanting to maybe reignite some of the stuff that you used to dream about.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I appreciate how you guys talked about recalibrating. So for example, you might not be able to buy a house for your sons now, but you can still buy a house. I really like that
Mhm.
because people give up altogether
Yeah.
on dreams when the circumstances change, but it
Mm.
doesn't have to be like that. And
Yeah.
who's not to say you can buy a house for someone else and their sons, you know? So
Hmm.
there's always an opportunity to still achieve your dream and even pass them on to others. So that was really cool.
Bet. Love that.
I wanted to ask you more, Coach, about the difference between purpose and dreams.
Hmm.
Yeah, how would you define purpose?
Mm. You know what? I'm gonna be honest that the definition for purpose for me has changed constantly throughout the years. I think right now at this phase and chapter of my life, purpose is what I'm supposed to do every single day. Because today, what my purpose may change tomorrow. So for me, that's gonna look like just being intentional with connecting with God on what it is for today. Um, Going through some things that I've been going through spiritually and emotionally, right, the last week. My purpose may have been here to come here to my sister's house and recoup and get refreshed and all of that. But what if when I got here, I had another purpose? I didn't know it because I thought I was coming here for one thing, but God had other things in mind. If I'm open to what He wants to do, I can operate in whatever it is for that day and that moment, right? Versus, this is my purpose here, this is all I'm doing. No, my purpose may encompass many things. So if I just stay in what purpose is for the day, there's no telling what He won't do through me if I just stay open to it, right? So for me, like I said, the definition has changed throughout the years, but where I am in this chapter is whatever it is for that day. I just want to be in it. I want to be sensitive to it. I want Him to meet me where I am in that day and then use me how He wants to. Because you ever go to the store or you're out doing something like have an appointment and you find yourself talking to someone that just needed to talk and then you have an answer for them that you didn't know that you had until you start talking. That's purpose. But you thought you were going to the store to go get bread and milk and eggs. You thought that was your purpose. But if you stay open to Him, your purpose may have been the catalyst was to get you to the store, but your purpose was to serve that person in the bread aisle, right? And then when you get home, you may get a phone call and then you're talking to that person and you don't know that you have purpose in that conversation, but because you stay open, you're serving that purpose too, right? So that will be the answer that I have for you on that one. For me, it's whatever it is in that day and I want to stay open and intentional to it.
Wow, because all I've heard about purpose is like your life motto, like your one sentence of what you were created to do on earth, like the reason you were born, or like
Mm-hmm.
one thing you must stick to. For example,
Mm-hmm.
encourage people who have depression. Like
Right.
that's all I've known purpose to be. But I love how you broke it up into every day, like day to day. So
Mm-hmm.
would you, Coach, then not define someone by like one statement when you talk
First of
about
all,
purpose?
I love that you said it because as a business person, right?
Yeah.
They want you to do something called niching down. That's all you hear about. You got to niche down. But if I'm a minister and a life coach and an author
Mm-hmm.
and a podcaster, and I host several podcasts, as some of you know, how do I niche that down? My purpose is in every single thing that I just said. How do I niche that down? And we're so driven on these 60-second elevator pitches that in 60 seconds, I need to tell you what my life encompasses. The reason why that's been so hard for me is because I can't do that. I just want to give you a Jesus answer. I am that I am. I am that I am. Because for I might need to be my best friend's best friend today. And
Mm.
that is who I am. But I might need to be my best friend's life coach. in 5 minutes. And that is who I am. I may need to be my mother's daughter and then turn around and be my mother's minister. And that is who I am. But people want you always in a box and to niche down. And that is like trying to put Jesus in a box, a rainbow in a box. Like if it wasn't meant to, if I was meant to be in a box, I would be in a box. If I was meant to be just one 60-second elevator pitch, that's all I would be. But I'm so much more than that. And the biggest thing that I've had problems with working, even with business coaches, is they want me to niche myself down in 60 seconds. How do you do that? So this is just me talking. You know, business owners out there, don't come for me. Do your thing. Have your 60-second elevator pitch. But I'm whatever I need to be in that moment, right? The other thing is, to me, purpose and mission statements, personal mission statements are different, right? Because people do want you to be able to tell them what your life's purpose is in a sentence. That's a mission statement. I can give you my personal mission statement. It's here to serve. It's here to unlock chains and unlock people from out of places that I've been because I got the key. I've been through it, so I have the key. Let me get you out, right? That can be purpose, true, but that's also like a mission statement. But my purpose in the next 5 minutes may be something totally different. Let me just be what God wants me to be in the moment. Let me be that. So I believe in personal mission statements. That to me will govern me, right? If you want to call it your purpose, please call it your purpose. But I think for me, there's a difference because in one sentence, I can't give you that. I can give you a mission statement in a sentence, but not my purpose.
So there's no like one theme or one gift, strong gift in you at your core that's just like that can sum up your whole life or why you're here. So
love.
I'm just trying to understand.
No, I'm telling you, if there was a word to sum up Nikki, I think it would be love. If you're asking me to give you one word that will sum up why I'm here, it is to love. So because I love, I'm here to serve you. Because I love, I'm here to meet a need. Because I love, I'm here to pray for you, right? Because I love, I'm here to be what you need me to be in that moment. To me, that would sum up Nikki love. Now, those who know me, give me something. Give me a word. Give me a word that sums me up to you. But if you're asking me, it would be love. Mission statement versus purpose. Now, again, don't come for me if you disagree. She's asking me. Give us your thoughts down in the chat. Is there a difference between to you between a personal mission statement or your purpose? Yes, Shayna. So if there's a difference, let us hear your thoughts. Give us your thoughts. What about you? What do you think?
I'm really trying to wrap my head around how you don't have like that one sentence to just describe why you're here, which is not bad, but like that's all I've been taught. Like when someone asks what's your purpose, you have to describe the main reason why you're here, your main gift, your audience, like who you're mainly called to, and that's that. Like that's final, but you don't do that, so it's just fascinating.
Because if I do that now, for the purpose of this podcast, what I say on my other podcast may be different. How you encounter me, because I'm also a housing commissioner, how you encounter me there may be different. If I give you a word to sum me up, it's Nikki's love. So in love, I can serve whatever. But because everyone says you should niche down, we're all trying to niche down. The Bible don't tell me I need to niche. It doesn't tell me that. God never told me, Nikki, you got to niche down. He never told me that. Yes, sip. You may sip. He never told me that. But because everybody's telling us that, we have to do it. And here's the thing. You didn't hear this word and you didn't see this trend toward niching and people teach you how to niche down, except for like the last maybe 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
But that's like telling Oprah Winfrey that as a talk show host, she can only talk to one specific audience, just one. And if it was women, it was just women. That meant she could have no male interviewers. I mean, no male people to interview. She couldn't help the men that she's helped. She could not have had an entire show with men that were sexually abused because she has to stay with women. It's just about women. And that's the purpose of your show. You can only talk to women. It probably would not have lasted 20 some odd years. It probably wouldn't. I believe Oprah, she lived her life purposefully right? And that is why she was able to reach the amount of people that she reached. Did the show start off with women watching it? Absolutely, but I always saw men in the audience. She always talked to men. So no, Nikki won't be niching down. I won't be. Not for my personal life purpose. You know, you may see me do a little niche on something else, but it won't be for that. Love is accurate, love is excellence. Thank you. So according to those two people, love describes me perfectly. And Elaine says from glory to glory. What would be one word that describes Rhoda? If you could only give me one word that encompassed who you are and what you thought your purpose was, what would it be?
I think encouraging. I would say encouraging. I can do it in my sleep. I could like meet someone, coach, right? This is not bragging, I'm just explaining. But like I can meet a stranger and just, talk to them for a minute and then go write a novel about how amazing they are.
Right.
It
Right.
just flows from me so easily. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say
So I would
encourage.
say you're an exhorter.
Yes.
I would say you are an exhorter. She said, Niche, who told you that? Well, in the
Everyone
business
tells
world,
us about
in the business world, you're
niches.
gonna hear that all the time.
Even me too in the business world, coach. Like I struggle with that so much. That's why I just stay away. I just cannot. It's always what's your niche, what's your niche, what's your
Yeah.
niche.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I am not telling any of y'all not to niche. Don't do that. Don't allow me like that.
Do what
Don't be
you
like,
do.
I'm not doing my business plan because Nikki said no, don't do that. She asked Nikki, and that was Nikki's answer. So y'all niche away, darlings, niche away. Go ahead.
You don't want no smoke from the business
Don't
owners.
bring me smoke. I will give you smoke back, but let's just not smoke. We just won't smoke. How about
Let's not smoke. Hashtag
that?
no smoke today.
That part, we're not doing that. We're not smoking. She said that was in her Malcolm X voice. Who told you that?
So, coach, is it bad then if people are listening and they discover, like, whoa, I am really multifaceted, or I can actually achieve a lot daily in my life, or God can use me in 100
Mhm.
different ways? Like, is that a bad thing then?
No, it can't be a bad thing. Look at Jesus. Jesus did not come and just heal one type of person. He was turning water into wine. He was showing grace and how to love people that were caught in sin. He was healing people from leprosy. No, Jesus, you're not allowed to do that. You can only turn water into wine your whole what? Jesus was going to come and be Jesus, fully Jesus. That's what he was going to come and do. Nikki's going to be fully Nikki. So whatever Nikki needs to be in that moment, that is what Nikki is going to be. Is there a time and a place for the niche thing? Maybe there is when it comes to business in certain areas, but I'm not going to box myself in to saying I only do this. I'm not doing that. I'm too multifaceted. And I'm that way because so is the God that I serve. So I'm not going to let me talk me into only doing one thing because you think that's the thing I should do because it's the trendy thing to talk about. No, not. Because in 5 years, when no one's talking about niching down and everyone's saying be free, be all of who you are, and yeah, no, I'm not gonna wait for the trend to tell me that. No, no.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
So you
That's
think
like
it'll
asking
change?
me to. That's like asking me to keep one hairstyle for the rest of my life. Are you kidding me? Do you know me, girl? My hairstyle about to change again. What you talking about? I'm not doing it.
Yes,
That
now I
part.
can
He was
relate
doing
to
that
that
too.
over the
Exactly.
tables.
Just
Mm-hmm.
slinging tables. Don't be up in his temple doing stuff you ain't supposed to be doing. Yeah. He was the lion and the lamb. Like, come on, man.
Come on, don't start.
I'm
Don't start.
okay. You
Don't
right.
start.
You
This is
right.
not. This
It
not
ain't
it.
okay. That part.
Because I will get stirred in 0.5 seconds.
Well, get stirred. Get
You should
stirred.
see. You should see me when I'm talking to Jesus. I'm like, Jesus, you are the darling of heaven. You're the light of the lamp.
Not that you got props to the side of you. Not that you
I
got
got the
props.
props. I'm like, what is that song? There's a really sad song by Hillsong, and they say like the darling of heaven crucified. You know, like a rose
Yes,
falls
I
to the ground.
do.
Yeah, those type of songs. I just lie on the floor crying, child. Like, Jesus, you didn't have to.
I love a good worship song that'll lay you out. I love a good worship
Yes,
song.
I be on the floor crying, child. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we
Mm-hmm.
love it. The multifaceted. Yeah. But you know what they're saying about, yes, he was a servant. Don't start. Let's not talk about Jesus. I'll cry on this thing.
Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it one time for the one time. I love you, Jesus. Damn, got to listen to that episode. Oh, by the way, y'all, we are in the final. What do we have? Three more? Three more episodes in this season? We're in the final three of this season. So if y'all have not caught the audio version of the podcast, which is different from our live, make sure you head on over to Apple and Spotify and do that at Dear Younger Me podcast. But for our lives, we are in the last three of this season. So make sure y'all are catching up. All right, now we got giver,
Elaine
philanthropist,
knows
evangelist,
Jesus.
servant. Like, come through. What's up, Miss Abby? All
Auntie
righty.
Elaine knows the Lord. My goodness.
Aunt Elaine is giving all the multifacets. Go ahead.
I love it. So I'm so happy we're talking kind of about like multifacetedness, if that's a word.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad thing, coach, because I felt like it's such a bad thing and it's such a hard thing to juggle. And
Yeah.
it's so hard to produce everything in you. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people my age actually have told me, Rhoda, the reason why I don't do anything is because there's so much in me, I don't know where to start. So can you help us? Can you help us?
Okay, so turn off the world's voice. How about we start there? Because it's going to be hard to get started when everybody's telling you what you should be doing. But it depends on what the trend is here, and then what it is here, and then what is here, 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 and here. It's a lot of noise. Turn all that off and just start being who you are. Let's talk about Proverbs 31 woman. If there's one word to describe her, would be what? Virtuous, right? But the chick was a wife. She was an entrepreneur. She was a whole list of stuff. Now I don't know if she did or didn't, but the Bible didn't say she did. She wake up every day confused on who to be in that day? Or was she like what I was saying earlier? Be who you need to be in that moment, right? In this moment, I may need to be a baker so I can go sell my goods so I can pay my bills or whatever. And then the next moment, I need to be a sewer so I can go make my garments and go roll down to the flea market and go make my money, right? I may need to be a hairstylist so I can go whip up some hair for a wedding and go make me a little band real quick. Just be you. Don't let Nikki tell you you can only be this. Okay, and if you're going to be that, then you have to decide what part of that you're going to be. Then you are closing off every other part of you. Be who you need to be and cut off all the other voices. Start with one. Just start with something. What do you like? What brings you joy? What gives you air? Let me tell you what gives me air to breathe, helping people. That is life to me. That is breath for me, right? Even when I'm going through something, helping other people helps me. When I am feeding people, whether it's food giveaways downtown or I'm cooking, that gives me life. As a housing commissioner, making sure policies are in place so people can stay housed, that gives me life. I don't need to turn off any of those. But in one moment, I may need to be one of them. And in the next, I need to be something else. But I am being all of who I need to be. Christ was healer, comforter, savior, provider, Jehovah, lover. He was all that. What did he need to be in that moment? What is he for you in that moment? So I would just say, turn off all the voices. Don't quiet who you are. Be who you need to be in that moment. And if you need concentration, you need to focus on one thing, focus on the one and be the best that you can be. Be the best and excellent that you can be at that thing. If you just have to have that one focus, just be the best that you can be at that one thing. I'm having to get quiet and be safe and sound to hear God's voice, then instructions become more audible. God hears and answers our prayers. That part.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how you said it's okay to concentrate and focus on one thing and be excellent at that.
Be excellent.
Also, people have said, "Oh, Rhoda, I have 10 different things that I could birth. For example, a book, a fashion business, a graphic business, a talk show, a TikTok dancing channel, and like 5 other things, right?" So their dilemma is always, I don't know which one to start with, or do I do all at the same time?
I think when you have that much that you want to do and going on in your head, you cannot do everything at once. You have too much confusion going on and you want to do everything. This is where someone would tell you master one thing or niche it down. That's what they would say. I would tell you just start with one. You mentioned writing a book. Write that book. Sit down somewhere and go write the book. Sit down and write the book. Just do that. Don't worry about TikTok. Don't worry about YouTube and it. Write the book. When you're in the process of writing that book, I totally believe that the Holy Spirit will give you what your next step should be, right? But it's too much going on up here. You got to turn some of that off and concentrate on that thing. While you're writing that book, you may have an idea for a podcast that talks about the content of the book, right? From there, you may have an idea to start a TikTok channel so you can do small clips of you talking about the book in your podcast. That's 3 things you just killed, right? So just start with the one because you got too much going on in your head. Um, just be careful that all the things that you think you want to do are not because it's what everybody else is doing, and you're not trying to be trendy and stick with the trends. That's where keeping up with the Joneses will wear you out. If you are not into TikTok, you're not into the way people do their TikToks, why is that even on your radar? Because everybody else is doing it, because Rhoda doing it? No, do not do TikTok.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. So, oh, hey, C says, hey, people, I caught the lie. Welcome,
Hi,
welcome,
Queen.
welcome, welcome. Be healed and receive. We must sup and dwell in that secret place. It's a secret place because we have to find it through spiritual guidance. But I would say that, if it's a lot that you want to do, you got a list of stuff that's beautiful, but start with one. If you need to clean your house, they go a whole tip in a word. If you need to clean your house, you cannot clean everything at one time. I don't care how dirty your house is. You got to start with one room. The problem is you start in the kitchen, but stuff in the kitchen that really needs to be in the living room, you go take it to the living room. You start the living room, but you forgot to finish the kitchen. Go back in the kitchen, finish the kitchen. Write your book, finish the book. Allow the Holy Spirit to guide you on what the next step is and stop trying to keep up with everybody else and do what everybody else is doing. That's my answer on that
Pass the offering plate, y'all.
one. Not the offering plate.
That was just so good. But like, you know how you said, don't feel like you have to keep up with the trends. How do we do that? Because all we see is trends.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing else we see but trends. So how do we go against the grain?
Um, I'm gonna say it again. Turn off everybody else's voice. What I say should not govern your life. What I do should not govern your life. Why are you trying to learn the latest TikTok dances to start a channel when you want to, let's say you want to help people with weight loss? You don't dance. You hate dancing. You can't dance. But you want to go learn all the dances so you can start throwing in your advice on working out. Why? Why? But you can sit down and you can ask God, what could I do with a TikTok channel where I can focus on helping people lose weight? I can guarantee you, if you listen to him, let him give you the ideas, you're going to be so outside of what everybody else is doing. You're going to stand out because you're doing something different. And the people that don't enjoy watching other people dance and all of that, they're going to be drawn to you because you're giving them what they need. They're not on TikTok to watch people stop, pop, and drop and lock it. They want to know, how do I get rid of my fupa? How do I get rid of this thing? Right? That's what they're coming for. So I can either be like Rhoda and do everything Rhoda is doing, trying to do my own thing and be successful, but I'm being Rhoda doing it, or I can be Nikki and figure out what works for Nikki and be authentic to who I am so I can speak to the people that are coming to hear from me. They're not coming to watch me pop it. I mean, y'all might want to, but that ain't what you're coming to me for. It's the cleaning the house analogy for me.
Me
Yeah.
too, Queen Sierra. Hashtag finish the kitchen.
Do
Okay.
you and do you well. Be what you just say? What did you say, Rhoda?
Hashtag finish the kitchen.
That part. Kitchen first. Um, do you and do you well. Be excellent at what you are called to do. She said, I'm not dancing. Abby said, I'm not getting about this chair dancing. Let me tell you something else. This is a woman that I follow on Instagram, and she is like a content creator coach. Now, I've watched some content creator coaches that I've followed for a few years. I've watched them start trending. They're doing everything that everyone else is doing down to the dances, and they are not dancers, but they're doing it because everyone else is doing it. This woman comes along, she does not dance, and she refuses to. She does 6-second videos. Her longest video, I think, was 11 seconds. Most of them, she is sitting at her desk typing, but all her content is on her page. I saw her grow from maybe like a 1,300 or something to she's in the 100,000s. Now I'm watching a lot of people do her type of videos. She set her own trend. She didn't come on there trying to dance. She didn't come on there doing what everybody else is doing. She does 6-second videos, but the content that she puts up is so powerful that people like myself that create content, you can't help but be drawn in. It only took you 6 seconds. It'd take me 30 seconds to watch you learn the dance trend and put content on your screen. She wasn't doing none of that. She was who she is, and her business is excelling. So if that helped, it hopefully that has helped someone. But if you got nothing else from anything else, be you. You come on the scene and you set the trend. Don't come on here trying to be like nobody else. Don't do that. Your dream is your dream. Do your dream. He gave it to you. You do your dream. Go ahead, Rhoda.
So I'm not like disagreeing with you. I just have so many questions about this.
Come
So,
through. Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay, so I'm not dancing on TikTok, right? I'm like
Mhm.
doing the cute, let's say tweet quote reels on Instagram, right? And did with
You're
beautiful
doing the
music,
what?
tweets quotes. You know how
Okay.
people take a
Mm-hmm.
screenshot and it looks like a Twitter thing? Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
doing that on Instagram. I'm staying in my lane with words, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
words, words go, right? But I'm not getting lots of engagement. I'm not going viral, not getting shares, not
Mm-hmm.
getting comments for, let's say, weeks. And then the
Mm-hmm.
people who are pop locking, right? They're going viral every
Mm-hmm.
day, every hour, every minute.
Yeah.
So does that mean like me doing my little quotes is actually like, will I ever be as successful as the trendy people? Because that's where people give up as well. Like they do what
Mm-hmm.
God inspired them to do, but they're not blowing up. Why?
So to answer the first part of your question, I'm not Dionne Warwick, so I can't tell you if you're gonna ever blow up like other people. I'm not psychic. What I can tell you is even though you don't have to do what everyone else is doing, you can still work within the trends of the algorithm. A lot of those people are going viral and blowing up because they're using the sounds that are trending. They just happen to be dancing and popping it, but that sound is what's going to trend. So I'm not going to say not to use business sense, right? Even in your trying to be unique and even in your being yourself, you can still use businesses. We know that there are several algorithms just on Instagram. And a lot of people don't understand the algorithms, but they exist. And there are several of them. So you figure out which one is going to work for you without you trying to be someone that you're not. Right? Because if you're being someone that you're not, you're going to have to do that every single day to keep that up. How long can you keep up not being you? But if
Mm.
I'm myself and I learn to work within this freaking system that we got to work in, I ain't saying you got to be of the world, but you got to be in it. So looking at the algorithms, this sound right here is trending. I've seen people who do a lot of Christian content. A lot of prayer, scripture, stuff like that. They're taking some of your favorite gospel songs, and the ones with the remixes on them are really starting to trend. They're taking scriptures and they're putting that to it, just like you're doing, but they're taking the sound that's trending so you can still use business savvy and still be who you are, right? There was a time when Jesus was walking the earth and people tried to trip him up, like with asking him the laws of the land type of questions. I'm gonna be real 2023 with it and paraphrase it. And so when they were talking to him about taxes and all that kind of stuff, he was like, give Caesar what's due him. Like, you ain't finna give me like that. Whatever your law of the land is, you got to obey that law, but still X, Y, and Z. So you can still be you without having to be everybody else, but work within whatever business sense works for you. So take your tweaks and your quotes, find out what sounds are trending that will match that. You're still being Rhoda, but then you work with an algorithm.
Mm, I love it. So it's not about doing either or. You can do both. Like you can be yourself, but still market like the trends. Or
Use market sense. Just
yeah,
don't lose you. Don't lose yourself. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've seen people that I followed, I've seen them change, but they changed to become what everyone is doing. And it got weird for me. I'm not saying you can't do a TikTok video. You're going to see some, you're going to see Nikki do some, right? But I love to sing though. And from my chair, I love to dance. So nothing I'm going to do is going to be outside of me. But if you see me stripping because I'm trying to get your views and I'm trying to get your following. When was I stripping before? You ain't never seen me strip. Now all of a sudden I'm stripping because I want the view. That's what I'm saying. Don't lose who you are trying to be everybody else. Be you. And if you listen, because the Holy Spirit will give us so much wisdom, even working in business. He can tell you, literally lead you to something that will show you how to find what's trending. Now it's on you if you're gonna do it. Because he can lead you to the water all day long. You got to bend yourself down and sip it. And if you don't, you can't say, well, God didn't know. I showed you. You just didn't want to do it because there will be some work that is required of us to do. Right. So that's what I'm saying.
love it. Keep striving, pressing, and reaching for your purpose life. It will catch fire. Maturation will come. Amen. Thank you.
And I want you to stay encouraged because when you're putting out content from your heart, it's disheartening when you don't get too many hearts, likes, comments. It doesn't go viral. But don't stop. Don't stop what you're doing. Keep trusting and keep putting in the work.
I appreciate that because people forget, Coach, that years to come, someone can find you and you can blow up. Like Sophia Ruffin was saying, who's a famous preacher who
I
travels.
love her. I love her. Mm-hmm.
Yes. She was saying, like, she posted something 2 years ago, and then 2 years later, that thing, like, really blew up. So she was telling us,
Mm-hmm.
like, don't feel discouraged. Don't delete your content. I'm the worst at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll always delete my stuff, child. But years down the line, you never know. That could be the thing that gets you noticed. So
Absolutely.
be
And
encouraged.
this is your climbing process. You know, you don't know how long the person that went viral was doing the same thing you were doing before it finally went viral. And going viral doesn't mean famous. Going viral doesn't mean you're going to start making money. I've seen people go viral, get a bunch of followers off of that video, but all their other stuff. So, is the goal to be viral? Is the goal to be revelatory? Is the goal to be impactful? Is the goal to be famous? Like, what's your motivation and your goal? Keep your whys always in front of you because you're going to need them. Because temptation will come to do other things to get that attention, to get that following. It's going to come. Temptation will come for you to achieve the dreams that you want in a way that you'll look back and be like, I hate I did that. And you don't want to be in that place. You don't want to be in that place. So, yeah.
Oh, that was so helpful. Thank you for everything you said. My heart is full. Yes, and I hope my honeys watch this and get help. And I'm gonna send this to a few people because you just really answered so much. And I love how you asked, like, is going viral the goal? Because a lot of young people, we feel like if we don't get hundreds of views, likes, comments, shares, then what we've produced is like useless and we're a failure. But really, what if God just needed us to say that thing or make that video for one person? Like, is that not enough? So I appreciate
Um,
this.
I would ask this question: are you ready to go viral? Are you ready for what happens once you go viral? Are you are you viral prepared? Are you viral prepared? There are so many people that their stuff went viral for something like a catchphrase that they said that wasn't they didn't think would go viral, or people just viewed it because it was so corny or so dangerous or whatever. They got an influctuation of followers, influctuation of deals coming in. There was no lawyer in place. There was no business plan in place. They didn't know what to do with it. And people came in like their friend or their whatever to help them and stole everything from them, or they missed the opportunity to cash in on it. So let's just say your catchphrase is, my sister always says, on God, that's her catchphrase. And let's say she said it one day, the video goes viral. If she's not ready to put that on t-shirts or do whatever she needs to do with it, that moment passes and you went viral for what? Are you viral ready? So if that's your motivation and your goal, are you viral ready? What are you going to do once you go viral? What's the next plan? What's the next step? Exactly. We just want to go viral because you want to go viral. Everyone talks about going viral. Then what happens? You ready to market yourself as that person that went viral? So, what's your goal? What is your why? Know what it is. Let that be your motivation. Stay consistent, but stay true to who you are. Use wisdom because you're a business person. If this is for you, use wisdom and work within these algorithms that we have to work within. But don't try to be something that you're not and expect to sustain it for a long period of time. I've never seen it work. It may work for you, but I've never seen it happen. On that note, want to remind you all that we are 3 episodes away from our last episode of this season. If y'all have been enjoying the Dear Young and Me podcast, we would love to hear from you. Hear from you right now in the comments. You can send us an email. Let me put our information up. Make sure you check out our audio podcast. We are on Apple. We are on Spotify. We have some amazing episodes there for you to listen to, download, and to share. Be sure to subscribe. If you have any topic that you all would like for us to talk about, any questions, anything, we would love to hear from you. Our email address is right there, dear nickandrhoda@gmail.com. You can find us on all social media. She is at Rhoda Love, and I am at Coach Nick, the Overcomer. What are your final thoughts? And if you will, give us at least 2 takeaways from today's episode, Rhoda.
Well, thank you so much for answering all my questions under the sun. And I know that so many people will benefit from, the wisdom you've shared. So thank you. And 2 things I will take away is it's okay to be multifaceted and it's possible to thrive in all your different facets, because before today, I didn't even know if that was possible. And I was so struggling to answer my friends who would always be rejecting me. So thank you for breaking that down. And another thing is it's important to dream and not forfeit dreams out of fear and just wanting to stay in the comfort zone. So I'm encouraged to be courageous and stick with pursuing my dreams.
I love that.
How about you, Coach?
For me, it would be that it's okay to recalibrate. It is okay to recalibrate your dreams. Don't give up on them, but maybe you've hit a different chapter, a season of life where the dream needs to be recalibrated or rethought. The question that you brought up about basically just trying to exist in this world of noise when everyone is almost the same and you really want to accomplish your dreams and your goals, but you want to resist the temptation of becoming everybody else. You want to be you. What I took from that is this desire for Rhoda to be Rhoda, and other people that are like Rhoda, that I want to be everything God wants me to be, but how do I be that without being everything else and everybody else and doing what everyone else is doing, and yet still be viral, and yet still be relevant, and yet still be whatever? Be true to you. Be true to you. Turn off everybody else's voice and discover what it is that you have that is so unique that you can bust through those trends and people follow you because you're not doing what everyone else is doing. If you choose to do what everyone else is doing, do it, but just be the best that you can be at it. Do not have but do it, and don't be corny. You're going to do it. But I would say find what is for you and do that with the spirit of excellence. That is what I would say. And I am done.
Oh, thank you, Coach. That is amazing advice. I definitely receive it. Again, you guys, we only have 3 episodes left. I'll say little So make sure that you go back and watch our episodes with Dan. This is number 8, I believe, which is lit. And there's 3 more. Go on YouTube to see all of them, or Dear Younger Me podcast on Facebook to watch all of them. If there's any topics you guys really desperately want us to talk about, we have room to do one video one video with your topic. So definitely reach out to us, and then we're gonna do our finale at the end of the month, then take a break and hopefully come back for season 2 if you guys want. I will be finally uploading more audio episodes on Spotify and Apple this week, so look out for that as well. But I do thank everyone who always watches, supports, prays for us, comments, shares, and just, joins in the discussion. Like, we can't do this podcast without you guys. So we love you so much, our DYMP gang all over the world. God bless you so much. That's all from
Last thing we want to say is our very last episode, which is the last Friday of June. We have giveaways coming, so make sure you stay tuned for those. With that being said, we are out. We thank y'all for joining us.
Love you guys. Have a good weekend. Mwah.
Bye.